It is Locked On NBA Game Night for the night of Wednesday, November 13th. On today's show, the Thunder crushed the Lakers in one of the more anticipated games of the season. They spoiled it, and they might be even better than last year. Meanwhile, Steph Curry and Nikola Jokic lead their teams to wins on big nights, and it looks like the Knicks will be dealing with an injury to one of their stars. All of that and more on today's Locked On NBA Game Night.
When that final buzzer rings, you know it's time for Locked On NBA Game Night. All the post-game reactions to every game across the league, every single night, with insights only the hosts at Locked On can provide. It's the true NBA fans' one stop for all the action. Every game, every night. It's Locked On NBA Game Night. Tipping off now.
Welcome to Locked On NBA Game Night, every game, every night. Thank you for making Locked On NBA your first listen every day. I'm Wes Goldberg, and joining me, as he does every Wednesday night, it's Tony East. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets. To use across the app, head to FanDuel.com to get started. We'll talk about huge games from Steph and Jokic in a second, but let's start in Oklahoma City, where in one of the more anticipated games of the season, between this juggernaut Oklahoma City Thunder team and a surging Lakers team that people are starting to put up there in terms of being a true blue contender in the Western Conference. Well, the Thunder crush them 121-92. This game was not close. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander didn't play in the fourth quarter. He didn't have to. The Thunder dominated. Here's Rylan Stiles from Locked On Thunder with more.
Oklahoma City Thunder continue to dominate the NBA, blowing out the Los Angeles Lakers on the second night of a back-to-back, despite being shorthanded, missing Jalen Williams, missing Lou Dort, and yet it didn't matter, including against Luka Doncic, who only had 19 points on 20 shot attempts. The Thunder did a great job making his life miserable. His cleanest shot of the night was a three from the Paycom Center logo with Alex Caruso contesting on him. It was a difficult night for Luka, difficult night for the Lakers, and a great night for Oklahoma City as they improved to 12-1, and despite being shorthanded, continue to be the best defense in the NBA with the best net rating in the NBA. SGA cruises to 30 points in three quarters, does not play the fourth quarter yet again, as that's another trend lingering from last season. So the Thunder get another blowout win, and they handle Luka and the Lakers without LeBron James. Coming up on Locked On Thunder, we'll talk more about this game.
Tony, it was just a demolition. This Thunder defense is insane. The big question is this Thunder team better than last year?
Oh, man, that's certainly possible. I mean, they have the same team, but with more experience together, right? Like they did not lose anybody. Now, ironically, they didn't add anybody. They drafted this Sorber kid and he hasn't played. Like, I'm honestly at the point with them. Their only loss was that crazy Blazers game that they almost won that. You and I had that night too, and they had free throws to tie it. I can't remember. Like, they're approaching like best team ever stuff. Like, they're that good, man. They're 11-1 now. Their defense is insane. Their net rating is plus 14.4. Last year, I think they were plus 12 something, and that was one of the best ever. Like, they're destroying teams, and that all is fine and dandy. J-Dub hasn't played. He made All-NBA last year. Like, he's probably like the 20th best player in the league, 15, something like that. He hasn't played a single game, and they're this good. They're such a buzzsaw. They get whatever shot they want, and they stop you from doing it. Like, it's the simplest form of basketball, and they're just absolutely amazing at it.
So their defensive rating last year set records for a billion different things. You could jump into all these nerd stats, and they're amazing at everything. Well, guess what? Defensive rating-wise, they're even better than they were last year. It's crazy how good this team is defensively. What Rylan was talking about with Luka Doncic, just Luka did not look like Luka in this game, and there's a couple plays right from the jump where Luka is going to do, we kind of know what Luka wants to do, right? He wants to run high pick and roll. He wants to drag your center into the action. Then he wants to go to work. Well, he did that. And then Chet Holmgren got dragged into the action. And Chet Holmgren defended the crap out of Luka. I mean, Luka would try to get into a step back three or whatever, do his dancing, and Chet would just be draped all over him. And then Luka later on in the first quarter is like, you know what? That wasn't really working. Let me try pulling somebody else. You know who's kind of smaller than me? Casen Wallace. I'm going to try to drag him into some of these actions.
Bad idea.
Did not work. Casen Wallace is just so sturdy that he's kind of pushing Luka off of his spots. Luka had this one weird like turnaround jumper that we've seen him make 100 times, but he like turns around and then he ends up flying kind of backwards. His legs kind of come out from under him just because of how sturdy Casen Wallace is. He wasn't giving up any ground there. It's just there's one guy, and then there's another guy, and then there's another guy, and then there's another guy with this Thunder team. They come to you in waves, and they are terrifying.
That's why their defense is so scary. Like their fourth best defender, they're like, yeah, we'll put him on Luka. We're comfortable with that. It's like, what? That should not be possible for a team to feel comfortable with. And they're missing an all defense level guy. I cannot stress that enough. When you talk about how good this is, you and I were joking about this beforehand, but like Wob tweeted before the season, if you break the Thunder into two rosters, could they both make the playoffs in the West? Like, probably, yes. Like, they're that deep. They're that good. Like, who's their sixth best player? That's still a good player.
AJ Mitchell is averaging 20 points per game for them right now.
He just
sixth
player.
For fun. Yeah. Aaron Wiggins is like in and out. Isaiah Joe is going off for 30 points on any given random night on a weekend. It's just
and this game they missed their best defender and did this to Luka. Maybe not their best, but one of their best. It's unreal how good
their best Luka defender.
Shai's gonna get to the MVP conversation. Everyone's gonna do this like, wow, he's played 600 less minutes of this guy. It's like, yeah, he doesn't play a quarter of every game. He doesn't have to.
Doesn't have to. It's absolutely crazy. We can keep going on the Thunder and how great they are, but we got to move on to a thrilling game in San Antonio. A real fun one here. Warriors win it 125-120 over the Spurs. High scoring, competitive game. Came down to the end, but Golden State finds just enough offense late to edge out the Spurs on the road. Close contest, but Steph Curry has 46 in the win. Here's Charlie Walter from Locked On Warriors with more.
Epic performance from Steph Curry. How about 44 points, 20? It was Steph Curry, first and foremost. It was Jimmy Butler, Robin, and then it was Moses Moody stepping up with a very unsung performance, especially in the first half, to keep this thing close.
Tony, a bounce-back win for the Warriors. They really needed it.
They did really need it, and I'm glad he got Moses Moody in there, who had, I think, 4 threes in the first half when the Spurs looked like they're about to just completely hammer the Warriors in this game and kept them close enough to believe. And the best thing in basketball is Steph Flurry, baby. Like, any game like this is the best game of the night. I unfortunately for Jokic, who we're about to get to, like, this is still the thing for me, man. It still scratches the itch all these days later, and this is what the hope for the Warriors was, right? If Steph can be awesome and Jimmy can be awesome, they just need, like, one guy to do anything else. And today it was Moses Moody, and Draymond does his million little things throughout the whole game, and they win. And like, the Spurs are good. Beating the Spurs in San Antonio is a real win, and the Warriors have had a really strange season. They started off really good and have been kind of crummy since, but this is still proof that at full health, that is their formula to win. They just need one guy to do anything, and Steph and Jimmy are that good still.
Funny enough, I thought the Spurs were better for most of this game.
They were.
And you know, they had, what was it? They had a double-digit lead at one point. I have it.
Oh yeah, they were up 14 at the end of the first
16.
quarter.
Yeah, they were up 16 in the second quarter. Yeah. So, I thought they were playing mostly better than them, and then Steph just did Steph things. He just sort of wakes up in the third quarter, and the Warriors go on this run. I hated the Warriors' shot selection in this game. They took 57 threes in this game out of 85 total field goal attempts.
Don't tell Corrales.
He's like, what? I don't see the problem here. That's perfect. If they make them, that's the only thing that matters. But yeah, I thought the offense just looked out of sorts a lot. There was a play late. I mean, Victor Wembanyama is going to do that to you, right? There was a play late where Brandon Podziemski has the ball. Gary Payton in the second gets a steal, bounce passes it down the court to Podziemski, who has like this wide open lane to the basket. Would be an easy layup finish in transition against 29 other teams, but because Victor Wembanyama is so long, he just sort of appears there and doesn't do anything other than just exist. And then Pods just doesn't shoot it. He gets so scared that he's just like, nope, not gonna shoot. And this was like in the last 3 minutes of this game, so I think the Spurs were obviously still in it and had a chance, but Steph just hit too many shots down the stretch. Jimmy Butler hit a big three in those last couple of minutes to really seal it for the Warriors. But to your point, Tony, like when they've got Steph doing this and Jimmy doing this, they're going to be really hard to beat. Draymond was really good defensively in this game, as rough as he was offensively, and he was rough. He missed 9 of his 10 shots in this one, all 7 of his threes he missed. But
Just insane to see Draymond take 7 threes in a game.
And he's doing that a lot lately.
A lot.
So
He's taking a lot of threes this year. The Pacers.
I still have my questions about this Warriors. This is a good win. I don't want to take anything away from them, but there's something about them that still makes me feel like too many things have to go right for them to win a lot of games.
I think you're about to like have your theory put to test because Kuminga got hurt in this game, and like credit Pods and Heald and Peyton and all those guys who stepped into his minutes and played pretty well, but like he's been big for them when Steph's been out, especially, but he just kind of breaks up their style sometimes with productive play. And without that, they are very reliant on their style. And now we're going to find out if their style is good enough. Can I do a quick 20-second mea culpa on a player in this game? I was not a Stephon Castle believer. I did not think he should win Rookie of the Year. That dude is balling this year. Even with Fox back, he's still like setting up everything. His passing's been awesome. His rebounding's been awesome. He's making shots. He's just getting wherever he wants. He looks fantastic. Yep. My bad. He's legit. He's amazing.
23, 10, and 10. And just the 2 turnovers in this game. Turnovers were a big issue for Castle before Fox got back. Fox back in the lineup, him kind of running that more traditional point guard. I think it actually makes Stephon Castle better. It allows him to do the things that he wants to. I just want to repeat this because I feel like we didn't spend enough time on this. Steph Curry scored 46 points in 33 minutes on 5 of 16 shooting from 3-point range. He was phenomenal. But as good as Steph was, Nikola Jokic was better. We talk about that and a big loss for the Knicks after this. Today's episode of Locked On NBA Game Night is brought to you by Wayfair. The holiday season is right around the corner, and that means it's time to get your home ready. Whether you need more seating for guests, cozy new linens, or fun serveware for holiday hosting, Wayfair's Black Friday sale is here to help you make your space shine. And the best part, you don't have to wait. Wayfair's Black Friday deals are happening all month long, with up to 70% off everything from sofas to spatulas. I recently got a bunch of new furniture for our baby's room from Wayfair. They made it easy. I couldn't believe how fast everything shipped just in time for the holidays. Browsing through their site, it's easy to find pieces that actually fit my style, nothing generic, just quality designs that feel personal. And if you've ever hosted family for the holidays, you know how much difference a few new touches can make. Wayfair makes that easy. Don't miss out on early Black Friday deals. Head to wayfair.com now to shop Wayfair's Black Friday sale for up to 70% off. That's Wayfair, WAYFAIR.com. Sale ends December 7th. Back here on Locked On NBA Game Night, every game, every night. Let's go to Los Angeles where the Nuggets pulled away from the Clippers. Nikola Jokic went crazy in this one. 25 points in the first quarter en route to 52 points in 3 quarters. Dabbles for a couple minutes in the fourth quarter. He finishes with 55, but just a masterpiece from Nikola Jokic, Tony.
I'm going the other way, Wes. What a bomb. Only 25 points across the last 3 quarters of this game. Or sorry, I did that backwards. 30 points across the last 3 quarters of this game. Unbelievable.
21 in the third quarter. So he kind of just took the second and fourth quarter, second and fourth quarters off. He's like,
with 25 first, 21 third, right? So 46 in 2 quarters. Obviously I'm being facetious. Ridiculous player. And it's funny because a lot of like topic with the Nuggets this year has been he's shooting a little less. And that's been fine. They've like Jamal Murray's played better. All these guys have played better. And it's like, it's fine if he shoots less. Like they're getting enough from everybody else. Their ball movement's great. Their half court offense at any pace is just ridiculous. And tonight he's like, I'm going to shoot 23 times and make just all of them. And no one's going to be able to guard me. And I think this is the test case for this. Like Jokic plays through contact so much, he never gets foul calls compared to other stars, which is fine. It's not like he gets fouled a ton, but he took 16 free throws in this game. Like if this dude's aggressive hunting a shot and you can't stop him besides fouling him, you're just screwed. There's nothing you can do. And he proved it today.
Yeah, I mean, he still only took 23 shots.
It's insane.
It wasn't that many shots. They couldn't do anything to stop him. And it was very similar. They kept showing him different looks. And they start with obviously Zubac on him. And Jokic doesn't really care about Zubac. And he just scores over him over and over and over again. There was this weird stretch in the third quarter where Ty Lue put James Harden on him. And then it was when Harden was on the floor with Brook Lopez, so Zubac was on the bench. And so he would start these possessions with Harden on him on the perimeter, and then he would have Brook Lopez shade off of somebody. I think it was Peyton Watson for most of that time, and try to provide some backline help. And Jokic looked at it and was like, "Are you kidding me right now?" And would just shoot over James Harden. And then one time or a couple times he took Brook Lopez into the post and was like, it's kind of the same for me. It doesn't matter. I'm just so freaking good. He had one possession again where he got into the post against Brook Lopez, called Lopez into the switch, got him into the position, backed him down, one dribble, turned around, jumped over him. Brook Lopez, who's like 7'2", Jokic scored over him like he was 4'2". It didn't even matter. It's crazy what this guy does when he's locked in. And it didn't look like he was forcing it at all, Tony. At all. It was almost like reluctantly doing it. He's like, if this is how you're going to defend me, I have no other choice but to score 50+ points.
So this happened in this game too, so I'm not like going away from this. They just played the Pacers, and so obviously I'm locked into that game. And at one point in the first quarter, Jokic had more points, rebounds, and assists than any Pacers player, all three stats. And I was watching this game with someone else. I'm like, is he even trying? Like, it doesn't look like he is, because the game, and Adam Morris has been all over this, the game is just such at his control that he doesn't have to like exert all this energy and pressure and effort to like be too fast or jump higher. He's just like, yep, you go here, great, you're open, I'm gonna score. And in this game, the control for him was like, this, like you just explained, this is what, okay, I'm just gonna score again.
He's hitting that rare level, right? You've heard like Michael Jordan shooting free throws with his eyes closed. Larry Bird just shooting with his left hand for a whole game. LeBron James just deciding that he's going to shoot 60% from the field for a month. Like this is rare of the rare airs where you're so in control of the game that you just decide how it's going to play out.
Yep.
Jokic is there.
He's 28. There. Plus 28. They won by 14.
Next game at Madison Square Garden, the Magic walk out with a comfortable 124-107 win over the Knicks. Orlando's offense had it going all night, finally putting up 124 points on the road. They kept the Knicks at arm's length down the stretch. Knicks never really found like another gear in this one. And so the Magic get that statement win. We'll touch on the Magic here in a second, but the story of the game is Jalen Brunson, who in the last 2 minutes on a drive to the basket turns his right ankle, leaves the arena, according to reporters there on the scene, on crutches. Sounds like he's going to be missing some time. That is a tough break for the Knicks, Tony.
Yes, it is. So to be clear, separate, they didn't lose this game without Brunson. He played basically the whole game, and they got destroyed in his minutes, like completely blasted. But this is a huge deal, right? He, as good as the Knicks have been this season in other ways than what they've been before, there's been a lot of good stories written recently about their volume of threes, how their offense has just been more effective, what Mike Brown's done and all that. Brunson is the heart of it by far. He attracts the most attention. He can score from anywhere. He can set up his teammates, like we just talked about with Jokic, albeit he's, giving what appears to be way more effort. He is like the guy that gets all that going. And without him, they have good players, but like you saw the limitations of what that can be at times when he was out last season, and they held their own. They've added other guards who can fill in, but it's a huge deal. Anytime you lose your best by far point guard, you have to change your identity, like on the fly, to be as good on offense, especially. And they've shown that they can do cat plus shooters and find some success there, and they can still, try to go to that. They found that in the playoffs last year at times, but it's a lot harder on a night-to-night basis to do that in the regular season. I'll be very curious what they do, because the Magic showed what the Knicks' flaws are even when Brunson does play, right? This is still not a perfect Knicks team in their first home loss, as they showed.
To your point, if this happens last year under Tom Thibodeau, the Knicks are done.
Screwed.
They're done. Under Mike Brown, at least they've started to dabble with a couple other. I mean, you can run Mikal Bridges pick and roll a little bit more. Nothing is going to be what it is with Brunson with the ball in his hands. And that Brunson Towns pick and roll, we understand how big of a weapon that is. But at least you've got guys who have reps in this now. And maybe you can kind of figure out different things that you could do offensively. The other part of this, obviously, is the Orlando Magic. A huge win. They put up 124 points on the road. Offense has been an issue, obviously, for Orlando for forever, but also this season. Here's Philip Rossman-Reich from Locked On Magic with more.
This is Philip Rossman-Reich, the host of Locked On Magic. And the Orlando Magic have defeated the New York Knicks 124-107. Is this a statement win? Is this just hitting the Knicks at the right time on 3 games in 4 nights, a second night of a back-to-back? None of it really matters, because 2 weeks ago, the Orlando Magic were dead in the water. They gave up 130-plus points per 100 possessions to the Philadelphia 76ers and Detroit Pistons in back-to-back games. They did not look anything like the team anybody expected. So to head to New York to take on a 7-3 New York Knicks team that was 7-0 at home, averaging 120 points per game inside the Garden, and to shut them down, to play defense, Orlando Magic defense, to move the ball, whether you're making threes or not, to stay in the game, to have that mental toughness, to dominate the middle 2 quarters, and extend your lead past 20 points and hold on to the end with Paolo Banchero sitting out the second half, with Franz Wagner with the broken nose. It feels like a statement. It feels like a statement win. It feels like a statement that, yes, the Orlando Magic are the team we thought they were. They just needed a little time to get there.
Tony, was that a statement?
Well, as I forgot to unmute myself fast enough, yeah, I've said so, because even when Paolo was playing, they were up big early. They were playing very well in this game. First of all, any win in the Garden is like borderline statement anyway to me, honestly, like playing their challenging national TV. But this is what the Magic hope to be, right? Hard to play against, no fun, and have enough offensive punch that they've been lacking last year. And this game was kind of a return to what their best form was when their bench was just completely miserable to play against. Like when Goga and Tristan Da Silva were in the game, it was just no fun for the Knicks at all tonight. And so, yes, Paolo went down. That sucks. But like Franz can score. Desmond Bane can score. Jalen Suggs finally putting the ball in the basket sometimes. Like that's offense that they didn't have in years past, when they can combine the ethos of the Orlando Magic with like just enough scoring or just enough Desmond Bane flinging a buzzer beater over the Blazers. They're really good. And now they showed it on a big stage for the first time this year. So, but potentially like a turning point, believe in yourself kind of win after the Magic have had some like pretty depressing press conferences. I don't know if you've seen this, but this was a big one for them. And hopefully they can kind of build on it without Paolo if he misses any time.
Something to keep in mind there, right? These injuries just kind of keep piling up all night long. We wrap up on a fun night in the NBA in a second. But first, today's episode is brought to you by Built. Nobody likes paying rent, but if you must, you might as well get something for it. That's where Built comes in. Built is changing the game by turning your rent payment into real rewards that you'll actually use. When you pay rent through Built, you earn flexible points that can be redeemed towards hundreds of hotels and airlines, a future rent payment, your next Lyft ride, and a lot more. But Built isn't just about rent. It's about rewarding you around your entire neighborhood. I love that with Built, your rent finally works for you. You're earning points every month on something that you already have to pay, and whether I'm grabbing food at my favorite local restaurant or heading to the gym, I'm still earning rewards. Built has made everyday life feel more rewarding, from your neighborhood to your travel plans. Turn your rent into rewards and start earning points around your neighborhood by going to joinbuilt.com/lockedonnba. That's joinbuilt, joinbilt.com/lockedonnba. Make sure to use that link so they know we sent you. Today's episode is also brought to you by FanDuel. The NBA is back, and there's no better place to play that can get in on the action than on FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Even if you missed the start of the game or want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who's going to score next to fourth quarter comebacks. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. It keeps every game exciting, especially when your team's making that late push. Right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. So head to FanDuel.com to sign up and play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Thanks for jumping in to Locked On NBA Game Night. If you're enjoying the show, make sure you hit that subscribe button on YouTube and follow us on your favorite podcast app. Let's wrap up a fun slate of games here in the NBA on a Wednesday night. In Boston, this one was a blowout. Celtics 131, Grizzlies 95. Boston runs away with it. Here's John Corrales with more. Tony?
Are we doing bingo?
John Corrales bingo. What's he got? We're going to mention the 51 threes that they took?
I'm going to guess a Peyton Pritchard plus 42 is in there as well.
All right, let's do it.
Memphis Grizzlies are just what the Celtics needed after a tough loss to the Sixers. I'm John Corrales of the Locked On Celtics podcast. The Celtics executed much, much better. Helps that the Grizzlies are not very good. They didn't have John Morant. Still didn't have Zach Edey. Derrick White, vintage Derrick White performance, and he needed this more than anything. He has had a tough start to the season, but this was classic Derrick White, just everywhere, making steals, getting blocks, the chase down blocks, hitting shots, making plays, assists, just doing a little bit of everything. It felt like there were 2 or 3 of them on the floor at some point. Celtics executed plays. They ended the half on a monster run to break open what was a 5-point game and ultimately get this up over 30. I love the fact that they executed a perfect 3 for 2, then 2 for 1. They got the layup from Peyton Pritchard at the end of the buzzer, at the end of the half. That's the type of thing that the Celtics haven't been doing. And I know it came against Memphis, but also you need that kind of execution. You need to see it happen so you can start building on that. The Celtics are working through some things. They're trying to figure themselves out, and this is a step in the right direction.
Wow. We are losers today.
Nothing.
Today.
Just an over on Corrales.
Derrick White is not old enough to have vintage performances, and I have no opinion of the Jawless Grizzlies. They're just not very good.
Let's go to New Orleans. The Trailblazers beat the Pelicans 125-117. Here's Jake Madison from the losing Locked On Pelicans side with more.
Pelicans lose to the Portland Trailblazers 125-117. It's just more of the same here in New Orleans. I'm Jake Madison, host of the Locked On Pelicans podcast. It was the third quarter that did it again for New Orleans. They might have, and I haven't looked it up yet, but feels like they have the worst third quarter point differential in the league this season. It was 38-26, and that was basically the game. Credit to the rookies for coming out and playing well and trying to get New Orleans back into this one. Say what you want about that draft night trade for Derrick Queen, but he was excellent in this game. 26 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, just 1 turnover for him on 12 of 18 shooting. He was a catalyst for the Pelicans off the benches. They made this one at least a little bit close. Same for Jeremiah Fears, who down the stretch was playing aggressive, getting to the line, and at least made this one within 5 points before a dagger 3 just ended it for the Pelicans. We'll see if there's going to be any other bigger changes. It might be time to start Derrick Queen. There might be some other moves coming potentially as soon as today. If you've been listening to Locked On Pelicans, you probably know what that is. Has to do with head coach Willie Green. We'll have more over at the Locked On Pelicans podcast.
Tony, they are not the worst third quarter team in the league. Philadelphia is, strangely enough.
Wow. Also bad in third quarters. In net rating below the Pelicans in third quarters, the Pacers, the Nets, and the Wizards. A bunch of crappy teams. Turns out if you're bad, you're also bad in the third quarter. Jake nailed it. Queen is good. Play him a lot more. Stop starting Kevon Looney. And obviously the coaching thing, I'll let him describe that to you.
In Washington, the Rockets walloped the Wizards 135-112. Here's Jackson Gatlin from Locked On Rockets with more.
The Houston Rockets absolutely laying belt to ass on the Washington Wizards, handing them their 10th straight loss, 135-112. What's up? This is Jackson Gatlin, host of Locked On Rockets. And the NBA's number one offense just keeps putting up big games. 81 first half points, setting a franchise record for the Rockets. One of their best halves in their organizational history in this game. Shot a blistering 48.6% from downtown. 6 different guys scoring in double figures in this one. But the most important player, the most important contributions in this game were by sophomore guard Reed Sheppard, who continues stacking good games. 21 points in 25 minutes, 5 of 8 shooting from downtown. The confidence is there. He looks more comfortable running the offense for this Rockets team, as well as playing off ball and utilizing the gravity of those players that he's playing alongside, be it Kevin Durant or Alperen Sengun, finding little open pockets and drifting to those shooting windows for kick out threes, or even playing off of his own three-point shooting gravity with defenders overplaying him and getting little backdoor opportunities. Reed Sheppard is coming into his own as a player, and he is very much an X factor for this Rockets team's championship aspirations.
Tony, I'm glad he mentioned Reed Sheppard there because I thought he was tremendous in this game. He has been stacking good games like Jackson was talking about there. Had this great play coming off of an Alperen Sengun screen, goes left off the screen, kind of starts driving baseline, has that whip around pass to the other opposite corner to Tari Eason for a corner 3. The Rockets need a lot more of that kind of movement to generate those 3-point looks, and it's really important that he's doing that.
Yeah, just general confidence, right? Like, that's gone a long way for him. Shout out to Alex Sarr. He's putting up numbers every night.
He is. Doing good for him.
Trying to get us from game to game quick with just like 2 thoughts. So there we go. What's next?
Yep, that's what we're doing. Let's go to Dallas, where the Mavericks start the post-Nico Harrison era with a loss to the Phoenix Suns. Here's Nick Engstadt from Locked On Mavericks with more.
Mavs continue to lose players. PJ Washington, the next casualty for the Mavericks, goes out with a strange shoulder injury. As he was going into the locker room, Cooper Flag was coming out of the locker room because he also went out with an injury, but he has played the rest of the game. He seemed to be fine, played 33 minutes, and was actually the Mavs' best player for most of this game. 16 points, 6 boards, 6 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. Cooper Flag is just everywhere. That's what he does. He can do a whole lot on the basketball court, and it is wild to watch an 18-year-old be this good defensively, this good as a playmaker, this good in a bunch of different areas. It was awesome to see Cooper Flag in that. The Mavs lost this game due to a couple reasons. Too many turnovers, 19 turnovers. The Suns turned that into 31 points off turnovers, and the Mavs let the Suns go on like a 21-4 run at the end of the first quarter when Jason Kidd put in this really small lineup with Cooper Flag at the 5, and it's just really small overall. That was after PJ went out, and so no center on there. Did not work at all, and the Mavs got run out in that moment. And then the Mavs, they did crawl back, though. Give them credit. This Mavs team is crawling back on the backs of Brandon Williams, who had 17 points, 9 assists in this one. And Klay Thompson may be getting going. He had 19 points and 6 of 16 from 3 for Klay Thompson. So maybe that gets him going a little bit. But the Dallas Mavericks lose this one. Maybe some signs of life. No Fire Nico chance today.
Tony, no Fire Nico chance today.
I love that 19 points on 17 shots is getting going for poor old Klay Thompson these days. Cooper Flag is awesome. The Suns have adopted Dylan Brooks' identity. Good for the Suns. They're actually pretty good.
Huge thing that Dylan Brooks is adding to that team. Grayson Allen leading the league in 3-pointers made. Shout out to him. Had 4 of them tonight. Speed round through the last 2 games in Miami where the Cavs gave what?
We have 4 more games.
We have 4 more games. That's right. Speed round. The Cavs gave Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley the night off. Darius Garland was sidelined with a toe injury, but the Cavs beat the Heat 130-116 in Sacramento. The Hawks.
Wes, what am I seeing in the fourth quarter score there in Miami? Yikes.
Not awesome. Yikes. Yeah, rough night for Jaime Jaquez Jr., who missed 6 shots in and around the restricted area. Very not Jaime Jaquez Jr. like, but the Heat have not had a lot of rest. They've only had one 2-day break all season long. Otherwise, it's been 1-day breaks or back-to-backs, and it looked like fatigue settled in for the Heat finally. In Sacramento, the Hawks cruised to a win over the Kings. Jalen Johnson, 24, 10, and 8 in his 24 minutes before he got to sit down Shai Gilgeous-Alexander style down the stretch. Everybody looks like the Thunder when you're playing the Sacramento Kings. In Detroit, the Pistons take care of business against the Bulls, 124-113. No Cade Cunningham for the Pistons, no Josh Giddey for the Bulls, but a good
Best
win.
in the East, baby. The Pistons.
Leading Pistons, nonetheless. We love the Pistons. No Giannis, no problems for the Bucks. Psych, they lose to the Hornets, 111-100. Giannis sat this one
Many
out
problems
for knee maintenance, but it also was Milwaukee's 3rd game in 4 nights. Giannis got the night off, not expected to be a long-term issue. And that wraps up Locked On NBA Game Night. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube and wherever you get your podcast. For Tony East, I'm Wes Goldberg. This has been Game Night. Thanks for hanging out with us.